We'll get into it.
Yeah.
We'll warm up to it.
Welcome to another episode of Thought Anthology. It has been 3-4 weeks since I've posted a podcast, I think, around about that. I've been posting flowcasts where I skate, but that's about it. It's just the proper one. And today we have Jordan. We don't have to say last names if you don't want to, it's right.
That's right.
We're in the town of Bort, just so you know. This is a running theme. I know you haven't listened to the podcast, but we're in Bort, Victoria / New South Wales. Yeah. Callum will get it. So I just wanted to get on and
Not Corona.
Not Corona, just a bit sick. I just wanted to talk about today's topic being, is modern life worth it? Yet again, another
worth
living. Is modern life worth living? Another morbid topic out of all the topics I'd like to discuss.
A big one.
Yeah, this is a very happy channel. we talk a lot of things like this, but we usually get a few people's perspectives.
It's just his humour coming through.
Yeah, I'm a bit dark. That sounds terrible, dude.
I know.
It sounds pretty bad.
It's worse. It sounds worse than it actually
It might
is.
get worse over time. Who knows?
Yeah.
So you've been thinking about the question for a bit when you last spoke to me. Anyway.
Yeah, taking a few notes down.
Yeah.
Just looked at some of the paths the question can take.
Yeah.
How do we start the ball? How do we get this rolling?
Yeah. So
because I don't want to drop bombs straight away.
Which path was most interesting at the beginning for you?
The first part, like, is just to sort of just why I got excited about the question was that it has a distinguishing factor.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like, is life worth living?
Yeah.
Is modern life?
Yeah.
It's like has a sifting effect. What's different? Yeah, exactly. Because there's always principles to living your life, but why is modern life? What are the just aspects about modern life?
Yeah,
makes it even hard to live.
Yeah.
Why would you need to question modern life and living it?
Yeah, maybe like it's not even the question of it being harder, but of it having worth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because the main reason why what probed me to ask the question was because of thinking of it in the sense of, because like how I in the sense of that there isn't much to achieve.
Yeah, there's no
nothing that I can achieve that's special.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like I can't go out and conquer a land. I can't go on adventure. I can't. Like at the moment, I don't have the ability to invent anything special.
Yeah, compared to like what the Enlightenment offered, which was that like you're in groundbreaking territory. Yeah. That every step is a leap, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, now it's like you get a job and you like become a chemical engineer or something like that. It really is driven by just economic needs rather than like pursuing and like creating or inventing, like you're actually like changing the world. There's no, that's been pulled off. That blindfold has just been destroyed and stamped on pretty much. Even
though there's a lot of discussion that we're innovating all the time, but I think
it's like slow progress now. That's what it is. It's like
and that's because it's not individual. It's like you need a huge amount of people to progress.
Like Elon Musk type thing. Yeah. Which is like, it's not what we're not used to that. Yeah. We're still taught in school. Yeah. To some degree, like Isaac Newton type, that type of person. Yeah. Changing the world. Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't happen now at all. Like there's no way you could be that way and like have any impact. Yeah. Yeah, like you need a mass group of people to make a small
first step in progress.
Exactly.
Because up to that point where we've with physics anyway, like for an example for physics, we're up to the point where it's down to like what makes up particles, like the boson particle and stuff like that, and you need like a team of people in order to identify that single like aspect of physics. Like instead of having like one genius who's working it out, it's you need a team of people to make those minor steps. But it doesn't feel, and it feels like it's not really worthwhile. those sort of achievements. Well, I guess it's worthwhile in identifying what makes up the universe. But that's just like an example of just the average Joe.
Exactly. Yeah.
In modern life. Yeah. So like that's one aspect. Like, career-wise, is it like you feel like another worker drone again? And like, what are you working for? Are you working for a career? Are you working for your family? Who are you working for anymore? Like, because like how I see the
you're not promised anything.
Yeah, you're not promised anything.
That's a veil that's been pulled off.
Yeah.
Well, that's because actually there was a stat you can actually check on Google by different searches.
Yeah.
And dating in the early 2000s even was like huge.
Yeah.
You can actually see that the search term.
Yeah. This in regards to families and relationships. Are we talking about?
Like just dating tips.
Okay.
Just in general dating tips.
Yeah.
And then like now it's just like at the lowest point it's ever been.
Yeah.
No one's finding out how to date.
Yeah.
Because there's this, like, there's no reward.
Yeah.
There's no guaranteed reward.
Yeah.
So that's like in every, we mentioned this last week, every country that gets modernized, there's that impact of like there's a individuation process that seems to happen where then it's like no one knows what people are working for then.
Yeah.
Okay, you work for economic freedom.
Yeah.
And then once you have that freedom, then everything else gets modernized through capitalism, which has like magic to it. Like it helps industrialize things.
Yeah.
But then there's like this period where like families aren't the number one prospect.
Yeah.
Like there's no
social.
There's just no reward really.
Yeah, or incentive.
There's no one really like. You're offered dreams, and then like the only one that cares about those dreams are you. Yeah, that's about it.
You don't share a dream with others anymore.
Yeah, well, even
though when we said earlier, people working together create little goals and improvements, but in the relationship world, it's different.
Is that? Oh, yeah, completely. Yeah. That's like.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that. It's just so that's one aspect of modern life that's different. Is the relationships between others has changed, and why has that changed? Why is the economic advancements making it unfavourable to like find relationships now? Why is that happening? Like that's my next question.
And it's our choice.
Yeah, which you're freely choosing to do it to a degree. But then again, like in my head, I like the idea of a relationship, but I don't know if that's just,
I think everyone likes the idea of relationships.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just.
Or maybe we're wrong.
About relationships.
Yeah, maybe we are.
Oh, it's the idea of a relationship is dead.
Yeah.
The idea that even that Disney, the romanticization of it.
Yeah.
I think that's dead as well.
Why? What do you mean by that?
Because of just because when it comes to like free for all dating, like we've got now, it seems that like your past catches up with you, obviously, things like that. So, like intimacy is then a problem. You get distracted by things all the time. Yeah. And it's just people aren't, like we talked about like your goals and making an impact on the world.
Yeah.
Right, they're like, just people aren't satisfied
with just having a family.
Having a family and then like having a job, like the 1950s.
Yeah, style. Yeah.
Type of thing.
But what's pushed that? What's pushed it? Yeah, what's pushed this change?
Freedom.
You reckon?
I reckon. I think when people get this is my thing, is that like we see everyone gets off it. So it's like Fight Club.
Yeah.
You know that speech.
It's a good movie.
You know that speech. Yeah, well, I know you would like. I like it as well.
Yeah.
You know that speech she gives about like being a rock star.
Yeah.
Like we were promised. Well, what's the exact words he uses? It's no, he doesn't. He's saying that we're filled up with these dreams.
Yeah.
That like, but in the end, we're just pretty much going to be like survey operators or like 9-to-5 job guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna be let down
like
by that.
you can't. It's like we're all prepped up to be like all like movie stars or athletes and things like that.
Yeah.
And we're all prepped up and filled up with like
promise.
Well, because when you think about it, if you've got freedom to do what you want, then well, what do you want to do exactly? Okay, then you're gonna try to imagine 90% of the population just simply can't do that. Yeah. They don't have the actual passion for it, even if they do have like a obsession with it. Yeah. They don't like actually like they're not willing to commit themselves like 24/7.
Yeah, because it's a sacrifice.
Yeah, that's another part of it is that like you look at chess players now or any industry, like just it's becoming you got to be obsessed with it. Yeah, with what you want to do to make grounds in it. Like
to actually improve in it. I actually want to add on top of everything you're saying there in the freedom stuff. I don't think it's the problem with freedom, because freedom in regards to getting things done, I think it's the problem is the reason why people can't achieve those things and the reason why people are so unrealistic with those things is probably because of the lack of discipline, like self-discipline.
And I think that is that's innate.
Yeah.
That is innate in about 90% of the population.
Yeah, because nobody wants to wake up like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning to do something they need to do to improve themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Like not like, but then again, any other time, or like working in like 30 minutes a day to do something. Like instead of like in lunchtime, instead of having like all the time talking to somebody, having a meaningless conversation, working on something, reading a book or something.
It's because like we weren't like you can look at it almost. Just evolutionarily.
Yeah. It's hard. It takes energy.
We're not meant to be
that kind of...
A lot of people are not meant to be like that.
Yeah.
Or they just simply haven't found the field. Yeah. That's like the only optimistic...
Forces them to do it.
I guess. That's the optimistic in me, is that they just simply haven't found what their...
Yeah.
Like, their passion or their job and stuff like that.
I tell you what, that also, like, another thing that modern life seems to reveal to me in regards to that, because a lot of people talk about this topic, right? They seem to know the topic. They seem to be able to talk about these topics, but they don't seem to understand the topic, if that makes sense. Like, let's say, for example, I'll talk to people about, like, how to get goals done and what does this mean, and asking about, like, concepts and stuff like that, and they know it, but they don't understand if that, like, they don't know how you can apply it. They know how to parrot the facts, but they don't know how to use the facts.
Like wield them.
Yeah, if that makes sense. Because like you can know about how to calculate velocity, but do you know how to use it, sort of thing? Yeah, that's probably a terrible example.
They can't. Yeah. Like, so this is people in like similar careers or studies. I
think it's just a lot of modern people, not in those fields necessarily, but a lot of modern
just people in general.
A lot of people know a lot of things, but they don't understand a lot of things. So they hear something on TV and they know it, but they don't understand it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they can answer like an A, B, C, D quiz, but they can't free write it.
Well, yeah, like reading, for example.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very new concept to have mass population groups of people
reading.
Like, at a high level, suppose, at a standard.
Yeah.
At a certain standard.
Yeah.
Have books improved? Because of
No.
Has English improved?
No.
It's actually getting, like, worse and worse. Now it's, like, we're flipping over to the point where, like, you got huge parts of populations, pockets.
Yeah.
They just can't speak or read or write English.
Yeah. Do you know...
That's a reverse effect. Because
I'd blame the internet with that, though, as
you reckon?
Well. Yeah.
I just think if you're going to force people... Because that's what school is. Yeah. At least early education is.
Yeah.
If you're just going to force people to a certain standard, then that standard's going to get thrown out the window.
Yeah. But where were we? We're talking about modern life.
We're talking about a lot. We're warming up to it still.
Yeah, no. We're chucking in aspects of it. Yeah. Like, we've talked about freedom being the issue, and as well as discipline.
To me, freedom is just a huge. I don't think we've grasped it, like what it means to be responsible for your own life.
Yeah.
I don't think people. I don't think it's almost up there with like like the death of God
Yeah.
with Nietzsche. It's just this idea that what it is that this is just another aspect. This is, to me, links up with the freedom thing.
Yeah.
And freedom of choice, and then the lack of discipline.
Yeah.
To fulfill that imagination,
choices,
imagination that someone has.
Yeah.
Part where that imagination comes from.
Yeah.
Is because of like media and stuff like that. Like, who doesn't, like, if you're a basketball player, why would you not look up to Michael Jordan?
Yeah. Or somebody else.
Or any, like, superstar
Yeah.
in that field.
Kobe Bryant, would there be one? I don't know.
Yeah, no, so any of them.
Shaq.
Anyone that is famous.
He was just tall.
He was big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps.
It does help. He was a smart player, though.
Yeah.
He was actually...
Yeah?
Yeah, he was,
I don't
actually.
pay attention up the NBA.
There's actually a series I've been watching where this guy breaks down every superstar's, like, why they were successful.
Yeah.
And Shaq was actually a pretty smart player.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later, I think.
Yeah.
Did I tell him I'm going to try to play footy again?
Huh?
I'll tell you afterwards.
I did not know this.
Yeah, I've been convinced
Really?
to play again for in
What,
reserves.
Mellor or?
Here, Mildura.
In Port?
Oh, sorry, in Port. Sorry about that. No,
Let it out.
It's okay. I may have been convinced to play with some friends and give it a go. So I'm going to go training tomorrow and give it a go.
What team?
Mildura. Demons.
Demons?
Yeah.
You go to the other team.
I'm so sorry.
You're the rival.
I know, but my friends are there. I'm not doing it for anything else. My friends are there. It might be fun. Who knows? I might be convinced to go back to Imps eventually.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. No. you should come play. Anyway.
Nah, I got no time at the moment. So what was I was talking about just some like imagination and so with that Fight Club like monologue, that soliloquy he says about like, because that's what everyone looks at the top 5%, and that's nearly what the initial part of it is. Yeah. That's what drives you to go into your profession or whatever. Like, if you're going to become an engineer, why not look at Tesla?
Yeah, and Elon Musk and everyone else.
So, like, the top... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everyone else is a very small...
percentage.
Oh my gosh, it's like, it is grain. Yeah. It's one grain in a pile of rice. Yeah. Like, that's it, like... Yeah. And that everyone strives for that. Yeah. But they just don't have... Yeah. They may not even just have the capabilities. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah. So... there's a brick wall that you hit then. Yeah. Where you come to the realisation that if that's the field you're gonna choose, any field, where you've got to really love the process. Yeah. And you've got to realise, you've got to project and realise, hey, this is realistically, this is what I can do. Yeah. But
being real with yourself.
Honestly, with what your skill set is, what your drive is, like your skill set is part of your discipline. Like maybe they can improve over habit a little bit, but
And now I want to talk about that. Now that we've talked about the freedom of jobs and freedom, discipline, and actually choosing freedom of your career, how is that better/worse than back in the day when you were forced to the mum and pop business?
That's what I think. It's way better
to have that freedom.
It's better to have that freedom.
Yeah. But the majority of people...
You're your own tyrant.
Yeah.
To some degree. I think we're economically enslaved still. Yeah. But we're also economically free. Yeah. Weird. But
like, with this side here, is this achievable for the... Like we were saying, is that achievable for the majority of the population?
No. Well, for what? Freedom?
For them to actually pursue their freedoms.
And
actually do it well.
No, that's the rule. Yeah. That's why there's winners and losers, and most people are losers.
So in the sense...
That's why it's the Pareto principle. Yeah. Where it's only the top 90% of any field create the rest of the... Yeah. Like the top 10%, I mean. Top 10% create produce 90% of the... They gain 90% of the rewards and stuff like that.
Yeah, and what about the mum and pop businesses that, like, you know, my dad was a toothpaste engineer, like at a Willy Wonka or whatever the fuck it was, and then I became that. How is that more realistic for the population?
It's realistic
in the sense that somebody would follow through with it, or
it's so what was that? Sorry,
is it realistic in the sense that somebody would follow through with it?
Like, yeah, they may follow through with it, but even owning a business, that's why a lot of them fail.
Why?
Well, because people don't have the
discipline
honestly,
to do it.
Even a small shop.
Yeah. And
that's why businesses fail. A lot of them fail within the first year. Like, very few actually last.
I think it's actually because people think they overestimate their abilities.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Though. But because everyone gets this fantasy driven aspect.
Yeah.
Where, like, oh yeah, if I do this and this and this.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, their goals.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying this is almost like the Übermensch.
Yeah.
That Nietzsche's talking about.
Yeah.
It's not about conquering anything.
Yeah.
It's overcoming and realizing your own fate.
Yeah.
And to love your own fate.
Yeah. And more farting. Yeah.
Yes, like, to really actually, like, hey, I'm not going to be this.
Yeah.
I may become this.
Yeah.
That is a huge difference from what I originally thought of myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn to love who I'm going to be.
Yeah. And
that is what we're sort of, it almost is happening.
Yeah.
I do feel like in the last 10 years it is like this realization a bit like, like, you're not going to get, well, it's even worse in certain ways because the relationships aren't even working now.
Yeah.
Families aren't being built anymore.
Yeah. In the West anyway.
In modernized countries.
Yeah.
It's slowly happening to Muslim countries as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's their own religion is pretty much built to force
people to get married. Yeah.
Or women that get married.
Yeah. Or for
it's slowly breaking down just a little bit, but you can see it's going to happen.
Yeah.
The only country that's fighting back against it is Israel.
Yeah.
They're the only country that. That's just my 2 cents.
But. Yeah, seem to be fighting back on. That's coming off the topic a little bit more though.
Yeah.
And what are we trying to get at with that? So we've talked about.
It's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
My real, like, the different aspects for me. What differentiates? So when you say, is modern life worth living?
Yeah.
The real question is your life worth living?
Yeah. Is your life worth living in the modern world? That'd be more.
Well, it's your life.
Yeah.
You've actually got choices now.
Yeah.
You've actually got the potential to reach that huge astronomical goal. There's a chance that can happen.
Yeah.
But more than likely,
you're mostly gonna fail, depending on what your astronomical goals are.
It's not failure yet, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you can find, I'm not a big believer in, like, love.
Yeah.
I'm not a big believer in love.
Yeah.
So, like, and that's not even my point, though. Like, I'm not saying that the end goal is to have a family.
Yeah.
That's not. It helps countries, helps civilization, but it may not help you. I just think that there's just a slow realization that you gotta be willing to just love certain parts of life. I just feel like you gotta find something that you love.
Yeah.
Like a craft or something like that, and then just be committed to that.
Yeah, this sounds like a lot of myth of Sisyphus sort of stuff.
The
myth of Sisyphus. The Camus, Albert Camus, the philosopher.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about that, enjoy, like, you know, appreciating the ridiculousness of your tasks, kind of. But that's getting past what we're trying to talk about. We're trying to talk about, like, you brought up is your life worth living? But the question is life worth living? Is modern life worth living? And if you can bring in the question, is your life worth living? But in the context of the modern world, in relation to the past, is that so? Does that make sense?
Because, like, context with the past.
Yeah, like, let's say, for example, if I'm the same person in the past, is my life more valuable back then than it is now, and is it worth living in comparison? Does it change? Does that value change?
Does your value change?
Does my existence and its value change based upon time?
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah, like let's say...
Because I see through the context of like that the time you were born was that's when you're meant to be born, just genetically.
Yeah.
That's like there's a reason why you're born now.
Yeah.
Or people were born in the past. Yeah. At a certain point.
Yeah.
That's just my
interpretation of
it. Yeah, so
without any evidence. God damn it. It's alright, yeah. But it's that's an interesting thing to say. I'm just trying to keep us on track, that's all. Because I'm just trying to make sure that we're following the question.
So if I think we are. So wait, if you were living in a different age.
Yeah.
Alright.
From now. Like, okay, let's just start with just start bit by bit. Let's just pick it apart.
Yeah. So
we'll start.
Where you want to go?
Let's say we're in the 1950s, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Is my existence more valuable then than it is now?
More valuable, but you can't.
Why can't you quantify it?
Oh, because
I think
living in itself can't be quantified.
I think it depends on context. Because like to myself, I think it would be the same, but to society it'd be a different thing. Because let's say.
Such a weird question.
Let's change the time again. Let's say we're in tribal times, right? My value as who I am in a hunter-gatherer society to a society itself, that is, I'm going to turn that off, is that in the context of society, is it more valuable then than now?
It's bigger. The further you go back, the bigger your decisions are.
Yeah.
Because you're making decisions for the future.
Yeah, of a society.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's without even any personalization at all. Yeah. So within context,
without
the most important person ever was the first man.
Yeah.
Because he inbuilt.
Yeah.
He found that the pathways.
Yeah.
And he had
to survive and be successful.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like that's what we are. So that was the most important person, Adam, the Adam, the first man.
Yeah.
He's the most important person in context.
Yeah.
And then further, the further you go back, the more important you are.
Yeah, and you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
I'm just thinking that, like, just because genetically. I don't know about
in the context of, like, the subjective society, you are more important in the past than you are in the present. Because, like, in a hunter-gatherer society, when there is no, the population is small. There's you have to fight and fend for your food. You have to find ways to get clean water. That these vital things, you've become a part. In some way, you are a part of this vital network in order for the tribe to survive. Whereas now, we've got sanitation. We've got
way more narrowed,
and we've got those machines that help us out in order to get those things, making life a lot easier. Not like making life more safer for everybody, also somehow diminishing your value to others. Does that make sense? Because the only value you can have now is either in the context of being an Elon Musk and innovating in that context. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I think it's a good way of thinking it out, if that makes sense. Because now that everything has been solved, or most things are being solved, and now you need super geniuses or a big group of geniuses in order to solve big problems, your value slowly goes down as an individual. That's what I think anyway, in context of society anyway. Because I feel like if I die tomorrow, doesn't mean anything, only to my family. That's it. Whereas if I was in a tribe, and I was a successful hunter.
Oh shit, he's dead.
And I was getting, like, who's going to get all the food now? Who's going to protect us? That changes. And that's why I think, like, in modern times in relation to society, we're more worthless. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely, because it's just more people.
Yeah.
In general.
That's why I don't like too many people.
You don't like too many people. Because
we're social creatures, we can't avoid that back in our head, that sensation that we need to belong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because tribes used to be 250 people. Yeah. Obviously, someone's going to die. Then it's like a huge.
Yeah, it's like a family event, but with the tribe. Yeah.
Pretty much a small town. Like, oh shit, this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't deny anything.
Yeah.
I can't disregard, I can't argue against anything you said.
Yeah.
So should we live modern life?
I don't know. Should we live?
I'm trying to think of the answer.
Yeah. It's hard to answer, isn't it?
Well, if you think I feel like
I have an answer.
You do,
but
or a process.
It's not the ultimate answer. It's like it's a very it depends upon the person sort of answer, because we went through that. We just spoke of it. We talked about freedom and discipline. Those things there will bring meaning.
The freedom and discipline
they will bring meaning to you. They will. Because like if you like even just anything random, like just like a task of like, I want to get better at running long distance, and you've studied like what's the proper like breathing pattern, what's the proper running like footwork and so whatever the fuck you want to look up, and you stick to that, and you got the discipline and the freedom to choose to do that even when you don't want to, you'll eventually find meaning just in that action. Have you ever found that like? For me,
that's what I was actually going to bring up. That's what I always felt like when I wanted to say. Yeah. Was that the one thing that like a meaningless person can bring. Yeah. Is purpose. Yeah. Because that's what I find that I still find that that's what men bring to the table for women. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like actual purpose. Yeah. Like they've actually got like they found the craft.
Give us some context.
Context? I can't give context. No, like just in a situation like that's what women are attracted to though. Yeah. That's what confidence is. Yeah. It's like when someone like it's that attitude like yeah okay. When a man generally has anxieties or things like that, it's because they don't have any self-worth. Yeah. Once a man finds his worth. Yeah. And even if it's a small thing, this is what I'm talking. Like this is all connects with that. Like love your fate. Is that once a guy realizes, okay, I can't be that, but I can be this. Yeah. And
he sticks with it.
He's like, I like this. Yeah. I know who I am now. Yeah. There's a sort of resiliency to it. Yeah. And then like that, with that, eventually does like grow, it just grows confidence eventually. Yeah. We should, when we think about it, we should bring in the aspect of like the modern woman. Yeah. Because that's even like probably more chaotic.
Okay, so we're still in a sense. So just so everyone knows, we're still sticking with the idea of relationships. Clearly, we've just switched that in regards to modern life, and that's a good example of like you brought up the attraction. That actually finding purpose. It's being like, purposeful is very successful.
And when I mean like attraction, and I probably shouldn't just categorize it to just women. Yeah, it's men as like people in general.
People find that attractive.
People find that like when there's someone that just like because people go through so much crap. Yeah, like and when when you see someone that is like just like they're just got something going on. Yeah. It is like an attractive quality. I found that. Like, there's certain celebrities, I guess, or just people, where I look at them like... I did it yesterday. I was watching Gary Kasparov.
Don't know the dude.
He's
Don't know him.
He's the 13th world champion. Yeah. And like, in chess.
In chess, yeah.
And like, he is the most passionate chess player I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. He was a monster on the board. Yeah. Like, just his playing style. But today, like, he did an interview just recently. Yeah. And he's like 50 years old. And he still, he is involved in chess. Yeah. He does the coaching and stuff like that. Yeah. And he actually had a draw. He actually competed against the world champion today. Yeah. And, they actually drew. Yeah. It was actually a close, like, chess match. Yeah. And, like... There's just something so attractive about someone just being so like energetic and passionate, and like also like knowing their shit. Yeah. So that's what I mean.
It is very interesting. Like those sort of people are like, I find inspiration from people like I tell you, David Goggins. That's a guy that I find very like, and a lot of people seem to find him pretty inspirational because he's like he's the kind of good example of a guy that had nothing but then found something and just ran with it.
Well, that's all. Like, that's what everyone. That's the modern life. Yeah. Is that brick wall hit? Yeah. It's that Buddhism, like that, jumping over the wall. Yeah. That's weird. I shouldn't have brought that up.
That's alright. Anyway,
it's going. Like the suffering of life. Yeah. The suffering of life is just the fact that you won't be you're not living. You're just not gonna. the fantasy you want to live just won't happen.
Yeah.
That's like the David Goggins thing of like, is that...
What's that, I know what you're getting at. There's a quote to go over that. It's about, fuck, what is it? It's like, it's a quote from one of the great Roman philosophers. He talks about,
Seneca.
I think it was something. He was like, tell me about your plans and God will laugh. That one. You know that one?
No, I don't know.
Whereas,
but
like, if you
the sentiment is
if you plan things out in life, and then when things crumble, you're gonna crumble because you got your hopes up in your plans. Don't get attached to anything.
Don't get attached to anything.
Don't get attached to
Which
ideas.
is weird because I'm talking about the actual sentiment is like clear as day.
Yeah.
My thing is actually like the opposite though, where like attach yourself to something.
Yeah.
And then just stick with it.
Yeah.
Something that you love though, you have to.
But that's in the context of of a subject. I'm talking about of goals. Don't get attached to the outcome.
Exactly. No, you gotta be attached to the process.
Yeah, because if once you get your hopes up for outcome, you'll start. Then that's what basically.
Because it's not reality. Yeah, it's a strange thing. Yeah. When you think about outcomes, I want this done.
Yeah.
Well, like there's no actual reality to it.
Yeah, and I try to stick to that philosophy quite a lot now. Luckily, I do, or else I'll be very upset. Like for example, like my goal, like I keep saying, is I want to one day be in medicine. I want to study that, and I don't think there's any. I shouldn't be ashamed. I used to be ashamed of thinking that, and I didn't tell anyone that, and I don't know why I should be ashamed of thinking that. I'm attached to that goal. I applied and I failed. I didn't get accepted, but I'm still working my way to that goal. I'm enjoying the process of getting there. Some people take 5 applications before they get accepted. It might be the same for me, but I'm enjoying the process along the way of making myself better.
Yeah, you got to love the process
of slowly
getting of every aspect of it, of medicine in general.
Yeah,
like the whole, like the life of it.
The discipline behind it, and the method you have to go through in order to achieve those goals. That's why
it's much more reality pushing,
and it resonates with me pretty well because like in my mind I'm gonna go sit the GAMSAT next week on the 21st on a Sunday.
Okay.
And I don't have hopes to do well. If I fail, I fail. If I pass, I pass.
But the actual process of it, even if it's a little bit like you got to push for it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. If let's say if I pass and I do a little better than I did previously, because I just got into the mark when I last did the game, so I just got to the mark, but I didn't get accepted because they weren't competitive enough. And that could be like, I feel like if I reflect, of course that could be because I crumbled under stress. It could be anything.
Yeah.
I didn't study hard enough, which I doubt that because I used a lot of my time in order to prepare for it. And then again, like there's some people that do amazing scores and don't get accepted either.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it's because like there's so many people that have applied. 8,500, 2,500 spots last year. That's a huge number. That's nearly 4 times the amount that's available. So like, there's going to be a lot of disappointed people. But that doesn't mean I should stop trying. Because it might be the day when I get accepted. Yeah, and I can't be stagnant. I need to improve myself to be happy.
And you probably like those odds to some degree.
To a little bit.
You're like thinking actually like,
it gives me a motivation to try hard and to improve. But like, anyway, just enjoy the process along the way, and don't have your hopes.
Things will come out of it though.
Yeah,
it literally is. It's the lemon juice. Type thing. Like, you don't know what is gonna you don't know what path is gonna be ahead in the next 6 months.
Yeah. Seriously, a roller coaster.
But that whole like the process of like studying, preparing, and then excelling in like certain areas of knowledge and stuff like that. Like that will carry you.
Yeah.
Like it's like a vessel.
Yeah.
It's a strange. It's like once you sort of know what you want to do.
Yeah.
You get this sort of force field around you, I feel like. Because even if you have a shit day, as long as you're like, I've done what I need to do, you're sort of like, I can keep going.
Yeah. What's that saying? If you have a why, you can face any how. Isn't that the saying? If you have a
way,
if you have a why,
a why,
you can face any how.
Anyhow.
Yeah. So
sounds all right.
Yeah, so if you have a why, like let's say, like for example, you and your creative works, that's your why. So like any task that comes in front of you have a how. You can face those hows. I think that's the saying. That makes sense.
It's our saying now.
Yeah, it's a saying. Yeah. I know it's a saying from someone.
I've heard it. Yeah, I've heard that before somewhere.
Yeah. So that's, but yeah. Anyway, to continue with that, I just thought I'd just bring that up as like just some good examples of like how I'm trying to face the modern world.
Yeah.
Because I found a why.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like, and it's been a difficult when you like, cause you're happy now. When you look back, at your life and like you go through like the years that you lived, and you realize like, fuck, there were some hard years. Yeah. But at the same time, it's still like a distant. Yeah. It's like someone else's story.
Yeah. But then again, I like depending, like let's say I didn't like the years in between high school, but I like the years when I'm actually grinding.
No, but exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
they're
there's
hard,
certain.
But I love it.
Yeah, there's certain years where no, but that's like certain years where when you look back and you didn't have a why.
Yeah. It's like, no, that's shit.
It's like but it is like a distant memory though.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like the same person.
Same. My personality feels different.
You get this sort of like. It's not. I don't know. Maybe it is a bit of. I like the term of magic. Yeah. A little bit.
The magic's a good term. Makes it more fun.
That's what it, because it's not, it's like a little trick, I guess, but it is just sort of like, it's part of that process of just sort of like getting on and having excitement and energy. Yeah. Because that is what serotonin and things like, like those type of good feeling
molecules, neurotransmitters.
Yeah. That guy that's trying to probe into he's trying to figure out. Yeah,
the neuroscientist.
Yeah, the neuroscientist.
Yeah, I should have sent you a link to that dude. You'd be very interesting to talk to.
Oh, okay.
How he actually had a pretty rough upbringing. Like his story's pretty interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah, like he didn't seem like he was going to be a neuroscientist until people started talking to him. Then he just. Then he became. You'd like him. But yeah, we should probably stick to this topic.
Well, we're talking about life, so that's why it's such a big question. Yeah, you're going to talk about relationships, you're going to talk about goals, you're going to talk about processes, you're going to talk about failures. Yeah. That's why it's such a big question.
Yeah, because we're modern people and we're talking about whether
when you're modern life is to, this is what we're talking about, information. Yeah. You're talking about like, we don't know how to use information. We don't know how to use knowledge. Yeah. Like, just...
On average, we don't know how to use knowledge.
Well, that's because there's so much information we've got access to. Yeah. Now, we don't know, like, it is a filtering process to slowly realise, okay, this is what I need to know. This is how I can use this knowledge. Yeah. Because you're just going one afternoon on the internet, I get... There's certain rabbit holes that you just travel and you're like, what the hell? Yeah. I'll never use this in my life.
And some of the knowledge is addicting to watch.
It is, it is some of it. And sometimes you get, like, I was sort of, like, confused. Yeah. This is my weird thing. This is like, back in the day, like, some of the knowledge I acquired was like, in those lost years, nearly. Yeah. Like it felt like purpose. Yeah. But it's not.
False purpose.
Well, you see people get obsessed by like just puzzles in general. Yeah. Or something like
TV shows,
and they start forums, and then like or like anyone that's looked at a forum on a Stanley Kubrick thing. Like it's addicting.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing I don't like. I don't like people. I don't get it. I do enjoy a TV show every now and then. I really do. But people getting obsessed with like the characters as if they're real. Like let's say,
especially if they're not good characters.
Yeah. Like
we're not talking about Hamlet here. We're talking about like, I don't know.
Let's say for example like
home and away characters or something.
Or like animated characters and stuff like that, and people doing like who would win this battle. It's like it's.
It's early on. Now it's dead to me.
Yeah, and but then again, like it's not up to you who wins the battle anyway. It's up to the writer. So like you don't get a choice in it.
You get angry.
Yeah, you can talk about it, get angry as much as you want, but it's not your choice. It's up to the creator. So why bother talking about it?
I think it's good to talk about it a little bit. You're gonna grow out of it though. Yeah, you're gonna get weaned off it if that makes sense. Like
then you'll find another show.
Yeah, if you have no purpose and things like that. Yeah. really can grab your eye.
Yeah.
They can really take hold. Like, people get obsessed about, like...
Married at First Sight. God damn it.
But even things, so they can get obsessed, like cars and...
Yeah.
Like, it's okay if that is your job and your passion.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe as a hobby, maybe.
Yeah.
But some people just get obsessed by little things. They get obsessed here, obsessed there. And, like, it makes you feel spaced out.
Mm.
I've seen, like, it just makes people, like, really miserable.
Yeah.
Because they work in this job that they never have any intention of working.
Yeah. Like, I guess, I can actually, the thing I don't, what was I going to say?
With TV.
I'm going to dob myself in, actually, because recently I've kind of drifted off and just been addicted to watching anime at the moment again. That used to be my hobby, which is not a good hobby.
Yeah, anime at the moment is better than TV shows.
The good hero tropes in there. They follow the hero arc pretty well.
Yeah.
But
was it My Hero?
Okay. My Hero Academia. I love that show. I have to watch season 3 still. I've been watching One Punch Man.
Did you like that?
I love that because
do?
It's a joke on the hero thing.
Yeah.
Because like the guy's so powerful, he's bored with it, and I love that. It's like because he kind of explains it like if there's no real like challenge, then like he finds life boring, and like that's the point of his character. The point of the character, he's so strong that there's nothing to fight for anymore, and now he's just bored and he doesn't like being a hero that much.
Do you find that as a good, like that's like exactly what modern life you're talking about?
It's a good analogy. Like if there's no fight left, like you'll be bored. You'll find no meaning. You'll lose your meaning because you'll get so good that there's nothing to achieve anymore. But in the context of modern society, it's more or less in that we've removed the survival aspect of life. We've removed the need for intimacy. We can have intimacy, but we have the internet that can give us the sensation of intimacy.
The illusion of it.
Like OnlyFans. Why is that so popular? You're like,
I
you know what I mean? Like, because people are craving it. People are craving intimacy. Well, let's just go down that. We'll go down that path again with relationships. We'll go down. I want to talk about OnlyFans and modern life.
I wasn't expecting that.
And how sad. Like I spoke to my friend. How sad it is that we live in a time where people are so lonely, they're willing to pay money for average-looking people just to strip naked for them. I don't
know if it's lonely.
I think
it's definitely pride.
Pride. What do you mean?
Because you're just paying. You're willing. You think part of the allure.
Yeah.
That I've seen. Yeah. With OnlyFans.
Alrighty.
Is that
show me your bank.
The only. It's for the people that pay money. Because there's been some... Because the ones that make the most money...
Yeah.
The girls that make the most money are the ones that... It's not exclusively told that if they're in a relationship or not.
Yeah.
So the men put in money, as in a bid...
Yeah.
To go like...
The girlfriend treatment sort of thing. Relationship sort of treatment, yeah.
And
that's loneliness. That's a sign of loneliness.
It's a sign... I think that what's holding... Everyone's lonely.
Yeah.
I think, but that particular for me, if I was to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's an uproar when what, you've got a boyfriend? I gave you effing money.
Yeah.
It's just like.
That's an interesting. That's okay.
To me, that's like it's ego. It's part of that fantasy thing where like it's just easy to. All I need is this to get some
attention.
Aspect to get attention to some degree
of a woman.
Yeah. Because like,
yeah.
You see it. Some guys can like. I see it when I work. There's certain people that can just attract women with their personality.
Yeah.
Or their looks.
Yeah.
And like, okay, it's unfair.
Yeah.
But like people that think they can get a relationship through money.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, there's no willingness to develop.
Yeah.
There's this ego. It's just like,
Yeah. I think
it's just weird thing to make you feel. It's just for me. I've got to think about it more probably, but it would be such a weird feeling.
Yeah.
To like put in money to get attention from a girl online.
Yeah.
I mean masses amounts. These women are making thousands fucking money.
For the girlfriend treatment most of the time too, not just titties.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's the attention. It's the actual... Because it's a shout... That's what it is. It's the shout-out.
Yeah.
And, there's actually, a relationship.
It's an acknowledgement. I thought I turned that off.
And the relationship is technically made. But it's all fake.
Sure, it's all fake in regards to... It's like the other fake connection that's being made.
Well, that's what I've heard some people use... the internet is, it's the mother. It's a version of, someone made the connection, because in Buddhism, Maya is the illusion.
Yeah.
And it's connected to female. That's a weird thing, but Maya is the internet.
Yeah.
It's like an illusion because it's just all projection.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not the actual. When you socialize with someone, it's just there's a risk to it.
Yeah.
There's a risk to everything.
Yeah.
Actually, I said a dumb joke. I said a joke at the servo before coming here.
Yeah.
And I didn't pan out.
Didn't work out too well. Okay.
I was actually oh well, they didn't get it.
Yeah. Don't tell me the joke because it's on here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's subjective.
Exactly. Yeah, it was in context. Because I thought that. See, I shouldn't even said that.
Yeah.
But there's just a risk to it.
Yeah.
Where the internet, everything's anonymous.
Yeah.
It's just really is your unconscious. That's what I find with the men putting bids in. It's they can do that, but they're not willing to.
Yeah.
Put themselves on the line. Having a chat with a girl in real
person,
life, in person and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it hurts your ego even worse.
Yeah.
It's like a whiplash. It's
yeah.
And you can probably hate them or hate yourself or something like that.
And you can go down the whole argument that some people make in regards to the legal aspects behind it all, because
obviously
this could be they could deem it as sexual harassment, blah 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 blah, this and that, la 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 la, all that sort of stuff like that. And then there's also the context of, on the other side, then maybe women also have unrealistic expectations from men now, and then on the other side, men have unrealistic expectations of women. Then they don't communicate between each other. Then it ends up in this divide now where we don't even bother talking about it. We think one side's right and one side's wrong, but we don't even bother talking to figure out what the go is, because it's probably not even that true. Yeah.
We don't even know what's real anymore.
Because we don't talk to each other properly anymore.
Yeah, but because, do you reckon that is part of the internet?
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
Part of it, or online dating plus OnlyFans plus that.
I think it's because we treat we've got these very clever apps and very clever things that are on the internet that play with our psychology.
They're built to be addictive.
Yeah, addictive and mess with our psychology. For example,
that's another aspect of modern life is that I think that's one thing that we need to mention. There is a massive pursuit.
Yeah.
Of people's emotions.
Yeah.
Just there are forces, there are corporations, there's companies, there's Federal Reserves out there to get inside of you to get your attention.
Yeah.
And there is certain ramifications of that.
Yeah, there's business psychology, whatever, the sales psychology.
It's huge.
Yeah, you make money off it.
It's naive to think that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's evil.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's Satan type, satanic type stuff.
It's just a result of the system.
It's a result of capitalism.
Yeah.
I'm a capitalist.
Yeah.
But that is one of the aspects that people need to talk about.
Well,
that's what it is. What did Karl Marx? He called it the fetishization.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's these companies, these groups of people, I should say, because the governments do it as well.
Yeah.
They're willing to go into this type of stuff. Is to really control you.
Yeah.
They don't even realize what they're doing. They're just thinking okay, this is what I got to do to get my product ahead.
Yeah.
So okay then, we'll
this
make
is what
these
I have
apps.
to do in order to be successful.
Exactly. What one thing dating apps do is that for men early on, when you put I'm a male.
Yeah.
And you're attracted to women.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it happens for gay men or not, but early on, you get a lot more attention.
Yeah.
Going your way.
Yeah.
Because then you feel the high.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're actually using psychological...
Yeah.
Like, they're using dopamine against you.
Yeah.
They're actually giving you, like, fake accounts or sending certain women your way.
Yeah.
Like, a massive amount. And you're thinking, like, oh...
What's going on here?
Like, oh, really? Yeah. And you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
You feel like... And then it slows down.
Yeah.
And so it's like, they're trying to create an addict.
Yeah.
They're
with
trying
those
to...
dopamine systems, yeah.
They're actually... So it's... And then, like, you feel like shit.
Yeah.
And you want to keep trying. Because you want to feel good again.
Yeah.
They're literally playing lottery. They're playing, like... It's like a casino.
Yeah.
With dating.
Little bit. Yeah.
And so
I think with that too, like, one thing I noticed with this, like, the those sort of apps, it actually does... It resorts back to... like to only the physical aspects, because like let's say like on things like Bumble and Tinder, you only get this little snippet of a person's face
that they decide
and you've got like a text, a witty little comment, quote unquote, like, you know, I love long walks on the beach, or something funny that people write that makes them think they're funny.
It goes from ironic to unironic to ironic, and then it goes in cycles.
And the only way to attract someone to swipe right to you is if you have like a six-pack, or you're very pretty looking.
No, and women are very this is just female psychology.
Yeah.
Women have very low empathy for men. I've told you this before.
Yeah.
Like, they've actually tracked it, and it's just like...
Yeah. And of course there'll be the outliers that people argue against.
Obviously, we're talking about, like, the general mass population and what they're going through.
Yeah. Like,
that's what we're talking about, general...
And when they're saying empathy for men, they're not saying, like, the men you know. They're just saying on the street. Like, let's say...
The general conception of men...
Yeah.
They do not empathise with.
Yeah, like, let's say on the street...
They adore, they may admire...
Yeah.
But they do not...
Empathise.
They cannot, like, when they watch a movie...
Yeah.
A projection of a male character...
Yeah, that you don't know personally.
They don't know personally.
Yeah.
They don't have as much empathy compared to men...
Yeah.
That watch female characters on films...
with them.
And they're like, oh, I see what she's going through.
Yeah.
I can imagine myself in that situation. I would hate to be in that situation.
Yeah. And of course, there's the outliers.
But that could be projection as well, because it is like a man protecting a woman.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
It could also be evolutionary psychology as well. Because
exactly. Well,
women, like, in the context of survival, like, there is that value that women provide as being child bearers.
It's the point of civilization.
Yeah.
Of a safe environment.
Yeah.
Is for women.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
That's
why there's all these things.
That's why they, like, invented, like, washing machines and things like that way before certain... But they invented things like the washing machine, like, things like that.
Yeah.
Like, way before, like, job safety.
Yeah.
Equipment.
Oh, yeah, OH&S
way before. Yeah. Like, they wanted to make women's lives, they were like, better.
Yeah.
That's part of the... capitalism thing as well. It's just like, women are more willing to buy products.
But that's also because I think it's because a lot of men just love women. Like
they
really you said
do.
With empathy, unconditionally, like they just love women.
Some men really get can get, like, Jung and Freud. Every psychologist tapped into this.
Yeah.
That, like, men can find purpose in life.
Yeah.
With a woman.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Throughout human history, it's not a good idea to put life's shoulders on someone else.
Yeah, you don't. Because those people are faulty.
Exactly.
And that's
it's kind of meaningless as well. Like,
it is in the end. It's meaningless because, like, you put no meaning on yourself. You put it all into something else.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Because even in ancient times, what are you gonna do? You get, like, 20 kids.
Yeah.
That process may give you happiness at some points, but it's not going to make you... You're not going to have a lust for life.
Yeah.
Doing that. You may have a lust for your wife.
Yeah, true. Alrighty. But,
I'll let you have the floor.
I want to summarise where we're up to now.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question...
Relationships, and then we went to apps.
Yeah. We went to apps. So we started with meaning in regards to individual meaning in the modern world is in the context of...
Yep.
The subjective meaning that you put upon yourself. Who it is? Does that work?
No.
Okay.
Maybe it's family.
I'll summarise anyway. So we had modern.
No.
Modern. Modern world stuff. What do we have?
What do you think? Doesn't matter. What are you doing?
I'm trying to remember while he's on the phone. So we talked about freedom and discipline and how they're important for the modern world, and how that brings purpose. Also in the context that population reduces individual meaning in a societal context in regards to tribes and being a provider. Then we talked about relationships and how they seem to be becoming more meaningless, and then how that's the economy, such as capitalist societies, play upon the psychology of individuals. And now we're here, and as Jordan is finishing on the phone, we can return back to whatever was going on there anyway. Who was that?
His family.
His family. Yeah, so we went through quite a bit there. We've been through a lot.
I feel like how do you feel like we'd take a what's it called in a movie?
Oh, an intermission.
Intermission. Yeah. How do you think the conversation is going?
I think it's going well.
So I knew it was going to go this path where because when you talk about life, there's so much.
We could be for hours.
Aspects.
Yeah.
Which is just a fact. It's not. You're not talking about one.
Take 2 of intermission 1. We had a few issues. So found out it ran out of memory disk space.
It was good timing though.
Yeah,
we didn't miss out too much. It was only a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we're talking about human connection, how we don't feel human connection that often anymore.
And then I brought up the fact it's because you get into a flow state.
Yeah.
But then you have sport. When you're a teenager and you're in team sports.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a while, you get onto a good team.
Yeah.
Get a good team into a sport.
Yeah.
And a sport that's hard, the sport that we were connected to is hard.
I think
it's a hard sport. When you think of it, I don't know why people casually do it.
Yeah. I don't know why fuck, I lost it. I lost my thought. Sorry. That's gone. You do what you're doing.
I'll bring it. I'll say the exact same thing, and then it'll come up again.
You keep doing what you're doing. It's alright. It's alright. I fucking lost it.
Yeah. We lost flow. So that specific team we were talking about.
Yeah.
I was possessed. I was unconscious. That was the best I've ever played.
Yeah.
In my life, I actually threw some of my own teammates out of the way to get the ball.
Yeah.
And I remember even myself a couple minutes later, a teammate looked at me and you okay?
Yeah. It's
I'm
I was in a different world.
He actually was but it was just all but he understood.
Yeah.
It was this was good. This is
we're talking in the context of feeling connected to others and how we didn't. That's the only time I really felt really connected. It was an example I tried to give why we're connected.
That's right, because you felt we were talking about community.
Yeah.
And we live in a pretty small, comparable to cities, definitely tiny.
Yeah.
And we don't feel connected to
the surrounding
the people that live here. I can connect to them on their level.
Yeah.
They can't get onto my level.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel I've got different levels that I can just
go to.
Yeah. I can. So
I feel similar as well. Not in an egotistical sense, but just in the sense of the conversations I want to have. But yeah, I understand. Or as in in my interests. I can't relate to many people.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But I can connect to people. And that's where the sport came in.
That's when we talked about sport and flow state. I brought up flow state from Lao Tzu.
Yeah.
which is
Lao
Tzu.
That's okay. It's Chinese. It's fine.
Lao Tzu. I call it. Nah.
I don't know if it's pronounced properly either. That's right. Just so people don't.
Lao Tzu.
Just so people don't, because if you hear lousy, people are thinking about you
lousy.
being lousy.
Lousy. What?
Yeah, and you're talking about the grand final we played.
I was talking about the whole finals, that 3 games we played.
Connected. Yeah.
And then I brought up then I just had a imagination spot where I was like, man, can you imagine being like the Crusades?
Yeah.
Like traveling from fucking Europe to the Middle East.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
What that would have felt like? Like that is to me like the biggest like. It was that was like probably the first ever time where actual states they didn't realise the power they had.
Yeah.
Governments sort of do now.
Yeah.
They sort of realise the power that they control people.
Yeah.
But they were like, when you look back at history, they didn't like they only called on a few countries.
Yeah.
Like the papal state only called for we got to get some. We're gonna at least put up a fight.
Yeah.
They didn't expect the whole continent of like Europe to become flooding in.
Yeah.
They were like, "What is going on here?"
Yeah.
And then eventually they're like, "Oh yeah, we can control."
Yeah.
So
but that leads to a negative thing as well. But
exactly.
That's a whole different thing.
I know.
But we're talking about connectedness. I remember one time when we were playing football. So you want to get anything?
I feel like I'm dominating this.
Oh, it's okay.
Really?
It's alright. It's a conversation. Sure? It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I was just saying the one time that I loved that we felt really connected in when we were playing was when it was cold and raining. That was like
really?
And we played in there, and we used to like even in games when it was like really shitty weather, and we used to huddle up.
The best games.
You used to huddle up, and like you could just see the steam of everyone's back, and. And you had like you were doing the plan as a group.
Oranges.
Yeah, you're in this shit situation and you're planning out this entire thing and you're working as a team to play a sport. That was that's how you feel connected in a shitty situation with others.
This is what I was gonna say just before.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing? Is that actually good or bad?
What?
That being connected with other people.
Depends what you're doing.
Oh, it's so hard to know if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you look at the Crusades and, like, everyone thought, we're doing this for God.
Yeah. But nobody thinks you're a bad guy either.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way... Maybe that flow state, that particular one of being with other people...
Yeah.
Maybe it is a bit of, like, illusion.
Yeah.
It is a bit of like deceiving, if that makes sense. Like it is it's a bit of hypnotism.
Yeah.
Being played on you. Because when you're in that state, you don't want it to stop.
Yeah.
You do not want it to stop. Like you're feeling good.
Yeah.
And you're like, you got to keep this feeling alive. Like without even forcing it.
Yeah.
It's actually you stop thinking. You stop thinking. Yeah. You actually start to stop thinking. Like no, let it happen.
Yeah. You've become an object that moves.
You become an object for another man.
Yeah, you become a different person. But yeah, no, I thought that'd be an interesting thing to bring up for connection.
That brings up like in what you just said. Is it good or bad? Oh, that's for another topic.
That's for another day. We'll talk about morals another day. What's good?
Yeah, but like that's like that particular state of mind. Does that need to die off?
It depends on context. I love this.
I can't think of a good example for it though.
For what? For the Crusades?
No, for that general flow state with other people.
You can't think of it with other people. Can't think of anything good.
No, I can't. Nothing comes to mind. That's what I'm thinking.
In achieving,
because World War One or World War Two, I don't know if they were good.
Yeah,
they weren't good. Like
people died. They were fighting. Both sides were fighting, killing each other.
But they're fighting for other people.
Yeah,
they're fighting for not their own interests.
Maybe sport, hunting.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like I can't think of
maybe it's not good. Maybe it's not really good. Maybe there's no good evil.
I'll let it digest.
We need more time.
I'll let it digest.
Because like it depends on context. Because I love that topic of good and evil. Because like it depends on like if you're talking about societal perception or you're talking about universal perception. Because either side, universal perception, there's no good and evil, but societal there is. But we'll talk about that another day. That's another day. Yeah. Well, do you want to keep going and keep flying? What do you got?
We'll keep flowing, mate.
We'll keep flowing. We're just going to keep an eye on the camera to make sure it's still recording.
We'll let it crash and burn.
That's right. I got a little thing there. Anyway. It's okay. Got a shaved and I'm cut myself.
On his face?
On my face. Yeah, not my balls.
Or wrist?
Yeah.
Or balls? That was the thing. Why would I
shave my wrist for?
No, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I didn't cut myself.
No, because I was thinking in the context of shaving. I'm like, where else would I shave? My pubes, and that's all I could think of. So
and then I was thinking the opposite.
You're thinking about suicide.
Yeah, I was thinking like balls.
Like, huh? What's this got to do with that?
It's gonna, huh?
So we brought up individual purpose. We brought up like societal worth. We brought up relationships. We brought up capital from apps and shit like that. What else can we talk about? What do you got?
I wish I had my notes with me.
Yeah. They're all in here.
That's what I was thinking. Like, they'll come out. They'll come out. I'll wing it.
It was that pause moment that fucking ruined it.
And then it something else came out of it.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? That leads to bringing up there's that particular state of mind of being like in a group flow state. Because I mentioned like, does that need is that a good thing, and does that need to die off? One aspect of modern life is like, because this is what capitalism brings. Because there's some stupid arguments that like very like racist people, particularly against white people. There's this dumb thing that they say, white people have no culture.
Yeah. Or
some crap like that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the other day, like, I told you this last week, like, is culture, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Depends on the culture.
Exactly. But culture is to me, I'm like, when I was thinking about it yesterday, I was like, if someone ever came up to me and said like, oh yeah, you have no culture, I'm like, no, we're the best. We had the best, particularly like English
culture
society to some degree, had the best culture
in comparison to other ones.
Well, because like, no, our culture was like, okay, find out what you want to do.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
And don't care don't give a crap rat's ass about what anyone else says.
Yeah.
Like, we were like the only people doing that.
Bringing up the concept.
Probably the ancient Greeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Certain philosophers like Diogenes and like Socrates.
Yeah.
Like, that is our culture, is to be individual, is to like actually no, do what is in there.
Yeah.
And then actually go with like, there's nothing else that matters to you at that state.
Yeah.
Wrapping it around back to like living a modern life.
Yeah.
Part of it's growing pains.
Yeah.
Do you see it? I feel like what we've experienced in the last, like Nietzsche called it, we're going to go through like a 200-year period of what chaos.
Yeah.
Of like chaos and order. And part of that process, I do think, is like we're trying to find out what is important.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like that's a good, like, it's exciting to be a part of. It's hard to be a part of because there's certain cultural things that we still yearn for.
Yeah.
Like, we still yearn for like that collective purpose and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I don't think that's going away anytime soon.
You don't think it's going away?
No, I think that's programmed in us.
Is it programmed in us?
I think it's in our genes.
I think it is like getting shell-shocked though.
Yeah. That
part of us is sort of like, it's holding a white flag now.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to die that soon because it's been with us for thousands of years.
It's deeply ingrained.
Yeah.
I think it's still there.
Yeah.
Though it's like what I said about like, it's that hunter-gatherer aspect.
Yeah.
/ farmer, if you want to put that as earlier though, there's much more, history.
Yeah.
It's much more when you pursue a craft or something like that, or like going to the gym and getting healthier and stuff like that, it's like, it's weird to think that those muscles and like those like reactions and that concentration and focus like is actually used in a completely different thing that you would not think. Like chess or something like that.
Yeah, those same mechanisms.
The mechanisms are still
tasks.
there.
Yeah.
They're underlying, and they get awakened.
Yeah, maybe we should get degrees in neuroscience and look up at this.
The neuroscience and look it up.
Yeah, because that'd be quite because this is where it's all leading to, is into neurology.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Is that sad or good? Do you find
interesting? I think
you find it interesting.
I think it depends.
I think like saying it like that is a bit like, oh really?
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah.
But the actual extroverted part of it.
Yeah.
Because there's so much things that like those underlying mechanisms that men have.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work this all together.
Use your words, darling. It's fine.
What I'm trying to say is, so modern life, capitalism. I'll say capitalism specifically.
Yeah.
Capitalism has this like this stripping down effect. It really does have, and part of that is culture.
Yeah.
And then like it strips down. Because capitalism gets down, like we even mentioned it before, like apps are trying to tap into like simple addictive processes in our minds and our hearts.
Yeah.
And capitalism just simply it cuts through all the social, cultural. A lot of it is bullshit, but some of it is like we yearn for still.
Yeah.
Like the communal aspects of like being in like just a religious context.
Yeah.
Being in a community that we all can communicate. Being in a community where everyone has the same morals.
Yeah. Being connected. We're connected. You know the ad. So, no. That's what you're talking about. Is being connected. Yeah.
And so.
Yeah.
One aspect of modern life.
Yeah.
That's one of the tools where, like, I feel like we're supposed to pick up is this hacking process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Capitalism allows us to just cut through culture.
Yeah. And
I'm beginning to slowly, like, people say, like, oh, like, this because, like, the pagan Christendom aspect of us is still there. Yeah. Like, we still miss that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
I miss slaughtering people.
Well, that's what I'm trying to like maybe tap into. Is like what.
Yeah.
We're going through a very, very harsh sifting process.
Yeah.
With that, capitalism is the actual funnel.
Yeah.
And then like culture's getting pushed in, and then like only a little bit of culture is probably like useful.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm saying. I'm dominated.
Yeah, in capitalism, the context of capitalism.
Capitalism just strips down culture.
Yeah.
And like the masses, the general population.
Yeah.
Don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. And don't be worried about dominating the conversation because you're not because you're doing a thought. You're posing a thought.
Ranting.
You're posing a thought for me to interpret there. And I'm listening, and like that's what I do.
Because what I'm saying is like we're creatures that are very symbolic.
Yeah.
Religious and communal.
Yeah.
A lot of people are, and what it is that through capitalism.
Yeah.
It essentially like just strips that and throws that in the bin.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have any purpose because capitalism is serving other people.
Yeah.
It's offering things. For other people to like improve their lives or give them what they want.
Yeah.
And I don't know what culture brings to people now.
Yeah, it brings depends on the culture, but it brings a sense of community and connectedness. Because like when you're talking about the connectedness between religious and moral values, that's a culture. They're connected through that. It's a culture. That's a culture.
Well, what are we connected through then?
You and I, or is it like? Or, do you actually just mean you and me, or what?
Mate, I didn't.
As an example.
Oh yeah, just like us here in Mildura. Anyone.
As anyone, what's connected with our like youth culture?
Yeah.
Internet culture.
Yeah.
Music culture.
But they're all just like referencing each other though. That's what like music culture is just like doing things that. It's like, okay, you're into music and you're like listening to music.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you'd like to talk about music.
Yeah, but that's a culture.
Is that all culture?
It's culture. Like that's like I can't remember the definition definitively, but there's lots of there's a bunch of cultures.
Yeah. But they're not very like they're all subcultures.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They're just subcultures. They don't dominate. They don't like.
But what you're saying is you mean like cultures that have names to them, like Christian culture, are
overarching ones.
Like those.
They're
ones
not. They're not sub. They're over culture. They're like they're super cultures. Or doesn't like make sense.
Polynesian culture, Asian culture. You're talking about like those things already labels on them.
Yeah.
Caucasian culture. All that sort of stuff. but it depends. In the sense of the West, we don't since we're multicultural, there's no single culture to connect to, because there's so many individual ones, and that's what makes us that's what's meant to connect us all somehow. And that might even be the reason why we feel so apart from everyone, is because we can't figure out how we can connect all these cultures at one time. Maybe we're not designed to have so many at once.
Well, that
mentally.
That's right. That's kind of what I'm trying to put an image to. Is don't feel bad if you're not connected to people.
Yeah. In the modern world, anyway.
In the modern world,
it doesn't hurt you to not be connected in the modern world.
Yeah, well, because many people are actually connected.
Yeah.
In the first place.
Yeah.
It may look like if you're not part of the subculture of music or anything like that, you definitely talk to people.
Yeah.
With music that you love, but even then, in music, there's so many subcultures underneath that.
Yeah.
If you're into hard, heavy metal.
Yeah.
And even then, you may be into a specific band. And then that has its own culture.
Yeah.
Underneath all that, all these cultures, subcultures, music culture, heavy metal culture, and then that particular band that you're only that's the only thing you're interested in.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad that if you if you don't feel connected to the overarching all these other cultures that.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad if you don't have a culture.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because I don't think culture seems to suck. Groups of people seem to suck the efforts of individuals.
Yeah.
I don't know, like a virus, nearly. It's but it doesn't offer you back anything. It doesn't offer you anything.
Yeah. They're just social things that are constructed by a group.
That's all they are. That's all they are. When I think about it, so obviously we talk about there's obvious crimes that groups of people can commit.
Yeah.
Islam and Christendom and all that. Obviously those big ones, they can, even Buddhism, groups of Buddhism have actually committed crimes. And it's okay, yeah, that's obvious. But when you think about because I remember I was just listening to interviews about Nirvana and Kurt Cobain and the grunge movement.
Yeah. The
grunge culture that Seattle, Seattle had.
Yeah.
And there was bullying going on. There's actual in-group preference.
Yeah.
In a subculture built for people that were out-group.
Yeah.
There was in-group preferencing still going on.
That's going to be the case anywhere.
That's what I'm trying to tap into. Is with modern life, the context of modern life, don't feel so bad that you're not. I just feel culture in general.
Yeah.
Anyone that spouts about this is our culture, they're just bullies.
Yeah.
That's what I see. And then people are oh yeah, you're not part of our culture. It's just yeah, well, I don't like our culture in general.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. I reckon
I just feel like it's a bully ploy. It's just a social bully ploy that tries to make you feel bad.
Yeah, it kind of.
Oh yeah, you're not doing it the way we.
It forces our tribal mentality, forces our tribal psychology, and that's what
that holds you back.
Yeah, and since there's so many cultures in the modern world, it amplifies to a degree, I guess.
In small
because we're not isolated, by an island or a set of
no man is an island.
Now we're connected more than ever, so it's going to amplify those tribal aspects, and that's why we're going to be trying to segregate ourselves and find disparities. And
this is who I am.
In those subcultures,
you can't find yourself in other people.
Yeah, and that's what people tend to do in the modern world.
You can't find yourself in culture.
Yeah, you have to find.
It's just projection.
You must find yourself within yourself.
No, it really is.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
That's the modern life.
Yeah,
we're talking about is modern life worth living?
Yeah.
Well, is that when you talk about that question?
Yeah.
Is modern life worth living? You got to break down what it is to live in a modern life.
Yeah.
And to feel good about it.
Yeah.
To see if it is worth living.
Yeah.
That is, to me, is one goalpost.
Yeah.
Is no, you got to do away with.
Yeah.
Social groups. Even Plato did this.
Yeah.
A pillar of Western culture, of philosophy.
Yeah.
He used bully tactics.
Yeah.
He like if you read,
he was susceptible to the tribal nature that people have.
But they were trying to cultivate a culture.
Yeah.
Rather than seek the truth.
Yeah.
Or find wisdom. But
was he aware of that when he was doing that?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though.
It's an unconscious.
That's what I'm saying. It's an unconscious thing.
Yeah.
That like you need to be aware of, I guess, because like you're gonna hurt people.
Yeah.
You're gonna hurt
without
yourself.
even knowing.
Exactly. Because you think, oh, I'm doing it for the culture.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Like, does that mean like? To me, culture is just simply a few group of people controlling a group of people. It's few select people that leaders just controlling.
I disagree, but we'll talk about that another day. I reckon we'll talk about culture another day.
I'm very cynical at the moment. Yeah. I feel like I'm very cynical. I can't think of anything good about it. I think in the modern context. But even historically, like when I look back at like, do you agree though? Like, I can't think of any cultural philosophical movement that was actually the only one that I can think of that was actually like a big plus like actually worth doing was the abolitionist in terms of slavery that may have been the only. We'll have to think about it more.
I think we'll have to talk about it another day because I disagree with that. I disagree with that as controlled by a few people. It's I don't think so. I think it's a different whole setup.
Got it.
It's a similar, but it's not as simple as a few individuals controlling it. I don't think.
That's the end result.
It's more complex.
It's more the end. That's the end result. To me. That's just like it may be a whole complex process, but
that's the result of it.
Alright.
I feel like we should probably start wrapping up anyway because we've been talking for like an hour and nearly 40 minutes.
I'm just getting started.
I know we could talk for ages, but we've also got to keep the audience in mind with what they're listening to, and also my hard drive space.
Hey, this is a podcast, baby.
I know.
You seen Joe Rogan?
I know.
Oh well.
But yeah, so is modern life worth living? To be continued, really, because it's subjective.
Really.
Because like
there's just so many other pockets,
and also because with all the things we brought up, it's only worth living depending upon the person you're talking to.
Yeah, that's why I said is your life worth. That's the end result.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like what are the certain skills that you have? What's the context you're in?
Yeah.
What's the situation you're in?
Yeah.
Like, and then work with that.
Yeah. And that's how you lead down those pathways, and you can talk about this for years.
I think it's like I feel like it is a bit of optimism in that though.
Yeah.
It may like sound simple and small.
Yeah.
But
it's sincere.
Like to be small and to feel like you're accomplishing something.
Yeah.
Like you're throwing you're throwing your bid in.
Yeah.
And there's like when you think about time and like the history of man.
Yeah.
History of humanity. Like if you simply throwing your 2 cents in a certain field.
Yeah.
You're a part of that.
Yeah.
You're a part of that huge journey. You actually. This is what I realised is that like people like document things.
Yeah.
Like I've been reading this book on cryptology.
Yeah.
And like there was this one. Cryptology is the history of secret messaging, basically.
Yeah.
Like, and there was this big fucking book that details the whole history of it. And like there's this one little sentence, like basically there's this one monk that wanted it to be remembered.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't forget me."
Yeah.
He wrote it on a wall.
Yeah.
And he wrote it in a secret messaging code.
Yeah.
He encoded it.
Okay.
And now
he's remembered.
Now he's
remembered.
By putting in a little encoding thing when it wasn't that popular back then. So it's like, where he actually gets a tiny, tiny little staple. It may mean nothing.
Yeah, but it meant something to him.
But it's like, well, it means something to me now.
Yeah.
Because now I'm thinking about like the guy encoded that wanted to feel remembered.
And I think that's a good thing to end on. We'll end on that one.
You throw your 2 bobs in.
You throw your 2 bobs in and you put and then you'll find meaning in that. You'll find the meaning in your 2 bobs.
Well, and then someone else will down the line.
Yeah. Someone else will maybe. And this has been Thought Anthology.
Oh.
Episode something.
Encore. Goodbye. No, encore.